In Malawi's Kasungu district, families once lived without electricity or safe water. In 2001, a brutal famine struck, driven by drought and policy failures. Cornfields dried to dust, and grain reserves dwindled under government sales. William Kamkwamba was 14 when his school fees ran out and his classes ended. He walked away from school but never abandoned his hunger for knowledge. William discovered a small library in his village's neglected secondary school. There, he found Using Energy, an American textbook filled with diagrams. Though he struggled with English, the illustrations spoke a universal language. He traced each line, memorizing pulley systems and turbine blades. William spent days sketching windmills in the margins of his notebook. He knew the wind blew hard across Malawi's flat plains. All he needed was a way to capture its force. But parts were scarce and money was scarcer. Undeterred, William visited the local junkyard with hope in his pocket. He found an old bicycle hub, a broken tractor fan, and rusted bolts. Nearby, he harvested blue gum branches for a sturdy tower frame. PVC pipes offered a lightweight backbone for his sails. With makeshift tools, he cut, bent, and bolted his windmill together. Neighbors gathered, curious at the boy welding wires by flashlight. On his maiden test, the blades caught a soft breeze and began to move. A shaky twirl, then a steady spin, proof that his idea worked. He wired the turbine to a salvaged car alternator. For the first time, a homemade generator hummed electricity into a light bulb. That single glow banished kerosene fumes and illuminated hungry faces. Village children stopped their chores to stare at the blue-white light. Encouraged, William improved his design, adding more blade segments. He built a 3-phase alternator system to stabilize the output. The tower rose to nearly 12 meters, swaying with purpose in the wind. It powered 10 6-watt bulbs, a small TV, and a radio receiver. The radio brought news and music to ears that once heard only silence. Yet William's ambition reached beyond lights and entertainment. He adapted the turbine to drive a hand pump for water. Rotary motion turned gears, lifting water from a buried well. Parched fields drank again, and green shoots reappeared in wilting furrows. His father, Trywell, initially feared the project was witchcraft. When he tore down the early prototype, William's heart broke. But his mother, Agnes, pleaded for her son's dreams to live. With her blessing, Trywell relented and joined the effort. Together, family and friends assembled the final engine. Word spread to neighboring villages eager for their own windmills. William led workshops, teaching locals how to scavenge and build. At the time, only 2% of Malawians had electricity access. He was lighting the way to universal power, one turbine at a time. His success reached the attention of local educators and journalists. A newspaper article called him the boy who harnessed the wind. In 2007, TED Global invited William to tell his story on stage. He stood before thousands, sharing lessons from his village school. His simple wooden blades and plastic pipes sparked global wonder. Donations poured in, funding more wells and solar panels back home. William wrote a memoir to inspire young inventors worldwide. The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind became a best-selling book. In 2019, a Netflix film brought his journey to a new generation. But beyond books and screens, the true windmills stood in Malawi's breeze. They hinted at a future where communities power themselves. William went on to study engineering, carrying invoices and blueprints. He spoke at conferences from Harvard to Johannesburg. Yet he returned regularly to Malawi to build more turbines. He launched workshops to train young Malawian engineers. Each windmill costs less than $20 in scrap parts. They provide clean energy without fuel, emissions, or debt. Solar power and microgrids now complement his wind projects. His story shows how one curious mind can spark a global movement. It reminds us that solutions often lie in the simplest ideas. When life takes everything, creativity can give back even more. In wind, we find not only electricity, but the rhythm of hope. In scrap metal, we see the seeds of progress. William Kamkwamba turned a textbook diagram into a beacon of change. His village learned that power belongs to those brave enough to build it. Today, the wind still spins his turbines and lights children's dreams. And tomorrow, who knows which teen will read his story and start anew? What problem will they solve with borrowed books and scrap metal? Remember, the next great invention might be born in your backyard. Thank you for watching this inspiring tale from Tales Lost to Time. If you enjoyed this story, hit like and subscribe for more forgotten heroes. Share your thoughts in the comments on how you might harness the wind. Until next time, Keep chasing impossible dreams with fearless curiosity.